Happy Friday, everybody. It's our Friday feature, hashtag YWPI. I sit down with a WPI student athlete and figure out how they ended up here at WPI. So I'm joined today by Dylan Connors of the baseball team. Dylan, thanks for joining us.
No, thank you for having me.
And you didn't have a long distance to travel get to get to WPI. You're right down the road in Westboro. Can you explain how we got onto your radar screen?
Yeah, so in high school, I'd already heard about it just because it's literally like 25 minutes from my high school. And a few of the older kids in my school had gone there. And it kind of has a reputation at my school for being a great engineering program. And the engineering department in my high school kind of recommended us check it out. So I went for a visit, looked at the website, and just really liked the school, as it has strong academics, but the close-knit community too really drew me in.
Great. And had you ever been on campus when you were a younger kid, or even up to sophomore year, or had you just driven by knowing it was on Route 9, kind of with the way Westboro's kind of on Route 9?
Yeah, so I'd never actually been on campus. I didn't know what campus looked like until I went for that visit junior year.
And was that a specific visit to visit WPI, or was it a recruiting visit for baseball?
My recruiting visit for baseball was after my initial visit to the campus. So it's pretty cool. I got to see it as like a regular student and then as a tour through with some baseball guys.
What stood out your first time on campus?
I actually was lucked out because I came like on a really beautiful day. So I got to see campus in its full beauty in the springtime. Which was really cool just because it is in Worcester, but there is that like secluded campus. So it's really nice.
Yeah, you have no idea you're in the second biggest city of New England when you're in the middle of campus. And was that your junior year? That was spring of your junior year?
Yes, in high school.
Great. And when did you do your visit for baseball?
That was during the baseball season, my high school baseball season. So that was in the spring. Sorry, my initial visit was in the fall.
Got it. And then you did what do you remember about your visit with baseball?
Just being shown through the athletic department, through the rec center and the locker rooms. I was just kind of overwhelmed. It was really cool to see like a whole college environment in terms of college athletics. Again, it took me back and seeing like the football field. It was really cool just to kind of see the inner workings of the athletic department.
And what was that a weekend that we were playing baseball?
Yeah, it was. So I got to go see a game.
Now, for those that don't know, WPI baseball plays their home games in Northborough. So you are a real oddity here. You play your home games closer probably to your home in Westboro than you do here at WPI. Not as far, just 15 or 20 minutes. Had you played at the New England Baseball Complex a lot before?
Yeah, actually, I had a lot of AAU tournaments there because it's only like 15 minutes from my house.
Great. So you're going away for college. You can get home when you need to, and it's easier for your parents to come watch you play baseball than it is to come on campus. That's got to be a unique experience.
Yeah, definitely.
What have you enjoyed about your experiences so far?
Just the team. Being on a sports team, I didn't really know what it was going to be like, but once you get to school, you just become incredibly close with everyone on the team just because you're spending so much time with them. And that's something I didn't really like fully understand until now. So like my closest friends are on the baseball team. I do have people outside of it, but I really enjoy having that like close knit group that I live with off campus and get to go to class together with.
So you're 2.5 years in. What do you remember about that first year experience? What? So if you could just give me an overview and then give me something that like, wow, if I'd known that when I was a freshman, I would have had this place mastered. So two-part question.
I just remember my first time being on campus. I definitely was a little overwhelmed coming in to the new student orientations. Definitely was a little overwhelming. Once I kind of settled back and just started to like talk to some friends and get the sense that everyone was kind of in the same boat, I started to like really enjoy the experience. And the campus did a really good job of like inviting us all in and showing us around and gave us a lot of like fun activities to do to get to know people. And I guess if I were to know anything, just when we like don't worry as much about the schoolwork, because I was like freaking out about that out of the gate. But there's a lot of
clarify a little bit. You need to worry about your schoolwork, but you don't need to freak out about it. Is that a correct way? What do you think about the 7-week terms? Does that take a little getting used to?
Yeah, it was definitely an adjustment at first, but now that I've been through it for 2.5 years, and honestly, in the first couple months, I've started to really enjoy it because you can just focus on those 3 classes at a time. It's a lot better.
And talk about manage your time during the baseball season. We see a lot of student athletes that think it's easier to do that when they're in season because they're so structured. Did you find it that way? Are you good anyway with time management? What's your deal?
Yeah, I completely agree. Like even in high school, I always did better academically in season. So like in season at school, you get back from a game or practice, and for me, it's great because you just have the time you have to just focus on your academics and kind of narrow your focus on school and athletics.
And if you could talk a little bit, we mentioned, you getting to play at the New England Baseball Complex, being close to your family, but just talk about how nice it is to get games in March when other schools, maybe their fields aren't ready, how you're able to play a lot on a schedule as opposed to having all the rescheduled games late in April and then missing class. Just do you appreciate being able to follow the schedule as much as possible in a region where you never know if it's going to rain, snow, or be cold?
Yeah, definitely. Because baseball has a lot of repetition. So just being able to get your reps in as a team together, like working on team defense and things like that early on is such a huge advantage for us. And with schoolwork too, knowing that our games are always going to be on time as scheduled, you can kind of plan your weeks around that. So it's really great, both in terms of athletics and academics.
And last question, I'll try and throw you a curveball because we didn't talk about this, but you are obviously going to have a good experience no matter where you want. We're glad you chose WPI, but have you thought like, geez, I made a decision when I was like 17 years old and I made the right decision, and like, what, like, does that overwhelm you looking back, thinking like you're going to have friends for life, you're going to have, you're going to be a college athlete, you're going to get a great job after you're done here. Did you really realize that that's what you were getting into when you were making a decision? It's okay to say
yeah,
okay to say yes or no.
I kind of always knew I wanted to come here, just because like the reputation it has and the connection it has to like employees with the IQP and MQP program. Because I had some other ideas at other schools, but ultimately I knew like this is where I wanted to be from what I'd heard and what I'd seen on campus. So I didn't know fully like how big of a decision it was. I knew it was huge, but once you're here, you kind of realize how many opportunities the school gives you compared to other schools.
Perfect. Well, we're glad you made that decision. We hope to see you on the field this spring. And thanks for taking the time to tell us #YWPI.
Yeah, thank you.